Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of EDU 600. And I want to congratulate everybody on making it through the first week. Well, we're almost through the first week. It's Saturday right now, and I am recording the video for week number 2. So I appreciate everybody putting in the effort this week. I know it's a confusing week to a lot of people. In addition to the actual class that you're taking, I know everybody is gearing up. The 4 courses I teach this semester, there's a lot of teachers, so everybody's just gearing up after the summer months. So congratulations on making it that far. In today's video, I will preview week number 2, go over specifically what it is I am asking you to do during week number 2. Introduce some new ideas and mention the Zoom meeting that we're going to have this week. But before we get into week number 2, I'd like to shift gears just for a second and talk about week number 1. And okay, so now you're looking at week number 1, and we had a very robust participation rate with the discussion forums. We had 3 of them. And if you haven't received a welcome from me with the first discussion forums, I formally welcome you to the class. Running about what I usually am the first week. It takes me a little while to get through all of the discussion forums. So what we're going to do this week, I will be holding an optional Zoom meeting on September 7th. Which is Wednesday, and it will be at 6:30. And I'll talk about that in a minute. But during the Zoom session, I will talk about the 2 different, we have the reading the research abstracts, and I have to say to everybody, those that have submitted them already, you did a great job. Just what I was looking for. Give me the facts. There were some that said, I really don't know what type of research it is. That's great. We will briefly talk about this in the optional Zoom meeting, and I will certainly preview the final research paper, the final paper in the course. And the reason, people posted questions on that, I'll go over that assignment, so I think your questions at that point will be covered. So that is kind of a preview or just a recap of last week. I want to thank everybody for participating. There was a lot of work in the first week, but then again, the materials in this course ebb and flow week to week. You've taken enough courses by now. We have, I think, 2, maybe 3 students in the class. This is their absolute last class or their last semester. So you're seasoned pros at this point. You know that the materials ebb and flow, and this course is, it falls into that category. So once again, thank you for your discussion forums. Now I'm going to shift gears to Module 2. The first week was just an overview into the course, introducing you to 3 chapters in the book, and then we had discussion forums. The format of this course is that we start off with qualitative research, and we go from qualitative research to quantitative research to mixed methods research, and then we get into things like single case studies, and but that's the overall format. So the next, I think, 3 weeks we will be digging into qualitative research, and this week is certainly an introduction to this type of research. You may be most familiar with survey research. You receive something in your inbox. They want you to participate in a survey. Usually a survey is done using something like a Likert scale, which is either 5 or 7 different categories. And then what the researchers do is they analyze the numbers. Okay, for question number 1, we had a 4.2. 4.2 was the average or the mean response rate. So quantitative is looking at the numbers. Qualitative is the data becomes things like words, themes. We will get into, a focus group is part of a qualitative study. That's the model. So this week we are going to be just digging into the first part of qualitative research. So I'll take you through the materials. So what we're going to be doing, by the way, you'll see a lot of pictures. I love the beach. I love Maine beaches. This happens to be Popham Beach. And as you can see, some of my favorite spots. I go to the beach quite a bit throughout the summer and the rest of the year. So you'll see a lot of beach pictures. Nothing really significant about them as it ties to the course. It's just what I like to put in. Okay, so week 2 video, you're taking a look at that at this point. Specifically, what I'd like you to do is read chapter 3 and view the 3 videos. Now, I do say I use a lot of videos from Jeff Beaudry. Jeff is one of the 2 authors of our textbook this semester, and Jeff and I have worked individually and together on various videos, and I've been using Jeff's videos because he explains things very well, and plus he knows the textbooks inside and out. So whenever I can get him kind of as a guest speaker to record something, we do just that. So the 3 videos. First video provides an overview of the course, topics, flow, etc. So as I say, this video was developed for Jeff's 7-week course. The concepts in here are all applicable to the 14-week course. So take a look at this. The course really, first of all, we do not do actual research, although you will be doing like a literature review of other people's research. But this course really is about research literacy, meaning can you read research? Do you know where it's coming from? Do you know the source? Do you know is it valid? Is it reliable? Is it good research? So that's at the end of the course. If you can get to the point where you actually, it could be you're doing something or you're watching TV, you're looking at something online and you see a source that is cited, you'll be able to take a look at that, maybe dig into that research and be able to say, oh, the reason this research is A, B, and C is because look where it came from. And kind of the classic one is with the tobacco companies. The tobacco companies used to put out a lot of research basically saying that smoking is not hazardous to your health. So once again, where's the source? Who's the funding? And so if you can, at the end of this course, be able to look at research and ascertain, is this good research? Is it valid? Is it applicable? And where that really is the focus of the course. You read the article, you critique it, and then you write about it. So the first one is really just an overview of qualitative research, research designs. Second one is, once again, it's an introduction specifically to qualitative research. Ethnography, case studies, you probably have heard these, narrative studies, text analysis. Not going to get into a lot of detail on any of these, but text analysis would be somebody basically codes, or they may analyze the speeches of one of the political parties, and that's, a type of qualitative research. Third video, once again, provides additional information on qualitative research. There's some information in here. You'll use the online library. You can click on that, find some other information. We're going to cover a lot of this in our online Zoom meeting this week, which is going to be on September 7th at 6:30. Even though I say in here, when searching for primary research studies, students are discouraged from using general search engines. I say that, but there's some validity in starting off as a rough search using Google. So I personally think that you can use Google, but you probably won't find the type of articles that we will be using this semester in Google. Sometimes you can find them. They're primary source documents, but oftentimes they're very old. But I'll get into this as we move forward. All kinds of videos, information on how do you find primary source documents. This week, I'd like you to read this research article. You click on that. I look at my own forests and fields in different ways. And we'll use a checklist. Take a look at the checklist, and it gives you an evaluation of how do you even start thinking about qualitative research and evaluating the research. I say identify a research problem or topic. You do not have to submit anything at this point. I just want you to get thinking, is there some topic that I want to explore this week? Or excuse me, this semester? Is there something that I'm really fascinated with that I wish I knew what the research said about? Is there a type of is there best methods for teaching math to elementary students, etc.? Don't need to do anything on this, but I want you to just start thinking about it. The article capture assignment isn't due until September 26th. I'll talk about this assignment and what it is in more detail next week, but also in the Zoom session. It's not due till the end of the month. Finally, there's an optional Zoom coming up on Wednesday, September 7th at 6:30. Here's the info. There's the link. So that is about it at this point. So the discussion forum is you read this article, and then I want you to specifically take a look at the article, and by reading it, and I give you full permission to say, I don't know. I don't know if I can answer this at this point. We will touch upon this article on Wednesday in the Zoom meeting. We only have about 45 minutes. My experience is that I'd love for everybody to show up, but we usually have a small group, and if there's a need, I will be scheduling optional Zoom meetings throughout the semester, probably every couple of weeks. So read the article and then answer these questions. What's the purpose and design? What's the sampling? And oftentimes in this one, they mention it. How did they collect data? And once again, read chapter 3 for information. And you do not have to write thousands of words on this. What I'm looking for is really 2 or 3 paragraphs. If you can say it in less than that, oftentimes people copy this into this discussion forum and then they fill it in. Purpose of design. They might use that as a heading, and then they have two sentences or one sentences behind. Sample and sampling. It could be as simple as the researchers chose 10 students in 5th grade purposefully. So that's the sampling design. Now, once again, you do not need to beat this to death. I'm really looking for in this course clean, concise, accurate writing. And you don't need a lot of fluff with this. Okay? So as following with this week we have Labor Day, which is on Monday. If you don't get to your initial post till Thursday, that's fine, but I'd like to keep it the same. Try to get your initial post done by Wednesday and then comment on 2 other students in the class moving forward in the remainder of the week. So that is it. I will see everybody online. And for those that can make it, please join us on September 7th at 6:30. And we will go through the syllabus. We'll talk about assignments and answer any other questions that you may have at that point. Okay, everybody, have a great week, and I hope you have a wonderful long weekend. I'll see you online next week. Bye.